Get ready to succeed using our cutting-edge, high-trust strategies and achieve the success you've always dreamed of both on and off the job. Welcome to Todd Duncan TV. Are you ready?
Hey, it's Todd Duncan. I want to talk to you about 8 behaviors of winners. You know, I've had a chance to study winning behaviors my entire life, and one of the things I know is that you can be more than you are. Be everything. Be extraordinary. Be something that you want to become. And I love those 2 letters together. And as I think about be and becoming, I think about, behaviors that go into winning the day, and therefore winning business and winning life. I've studied over 1,000 loan originators and real estate professionals in the last 20 years. I've kind of chronicled what the outcomes of those conversations are, and it seems to me that there are 8 things that all success comes down to with regard to how to win in the marketplace. And so I'm going to give these to you. I'm going to give you one idea per minute for 8 minutes, and then at the end I'm going to give you a little surprise, all right? So here's winning behavior number 1. Winning behavior number 1 is the behavior of belief, and that is all successful people that I've had a chance to interview and go deep with have a belief that what they see being possible, what they see coming to fruition, what they see as a future is something they deeply believe in. And I think that when you understand the power of belief and perhaps even maybe understand the magnitude of disbelief, you would agree that believing in a better future, believing in something you're about to do, having high belief in your skills and your capabilities, those are all things that go into winning the day in business and life. So check your belief out. That would be the first thing that I would ask you to consider. Instead of it's not possible, what if it were possible? Here's the second behavior. Everybody that I have ever studied that has done well at anything loves what they do. And so this idea of loving the business, loving the interaction, loving the challenge, loving maybe even the uphill battles, loving the people that you're involved in, falling in love with your customers. This idea of love is a very, very powerful idea. I remember several years ago I had a chance to engage with a guy named Tim Sanders, a friend of mine. He wrote a book called Love is the Killer App. And I think that this idea of waking up every day in love with what you do is a very, very powerful way to engage the world of commerce. Let's face it, nobody wants to do business with anybody that hates their job. And so one of the ways to love the job is to learn the job. And what I've found is that the highest paid originators, the highest paid real estate agents have learned the business. They continue to learn. They have a thirst for learning, and learning leads to earning. And obviously when you're earning, you're loving what you're doing. So I would check your love factor as it relates to success. The third winning behavior is attitude. And every single person that I've had a chance to interact with has a winning attitude. They don't see the negative. They don't see the challenges as something that is negative. They see everything in life and in business as something approachable, something that they can decide how they feel about that thing before whatever interaction or whatever reality begins to develop. And so years ago, I began talking about half full, half empty thinking, right? And the idea that pessimism can actually ruin performance. And there was a study out by Martin Seligman. He's an expert in happiness. And he found out that the people in business that see the glass as half full versus half empty actually outperform the sales optics of the negative people by 42%. Minimally. So it would stand to reason that you figure out attitude and you figure out how to see the positive in everything. What is the silver lining in a gray cloud? And how do you remain optimistic throughout the day? Skills part of it, beliefs part of it, loving what you do is part of it. The fourth winning behavior in all successful people comes down to strategy. And there's not a person that succeeds that rolls the dice and just accidentally kind of walks into a sale or walks into a relationship. I mean, that can happen, obviously, but anything that we do that isn't strategic has a chance to not being permanent. If we have strategy, we can sustain and scale results. If we don't have strategy, most of our outcomes are accidental. So it stands to reason if you want to be successful in the marketplace, if you want to be successful in life, that you look at strategy. What is the starting point? What is the midpoint check-in? Maybe there's 3 or four different elements of rolling a strategy that you got to do some gut checks on, and then how do you evaluate what you were anticipating happening versus what you're getting, and how do you make the in-flight corrections that allow for you then to remain strategic. What I know about success is that you have two ways to approach it. One is to be in the right place at the right time and hope that that works out. The other is to intentionally design the success that you're looking at. One is intentional, one is accidental. And there's not a lot of people in the commission world that want to have accidental results, because what accidental results lead to are those up and downs, those kind of peaks and valleys that nobody really wants. I mean, let's face it, if you don't have strategy and you kind of have ups and downs every day or every week or every month, and you work all year long, you're actually giving lifeblood for 12 months, but you're only actually earning for half of that time approximately. So strategy is really important. Obviously then another winning behavior, particularly in the marketplace that has high-priced products. A home is high-priced, a loan is high-priced. That winning behavior is T for trust. Trust matters. Trust changes everything. All relationships rise and fall on the level of trust that the relationship has. So if you want to win in the marketplace, you have to take the spotlight off of yourself and you have to put it on the client. You have to really deeply dig to find out what's important to that client and then meet them at the point that the deepest desires they have are solutioned by you and your commitment and your service and the way that you take care of them. Trust takes a long time to build. Trust is easy to lose. Trust is worth hanging on to. And I believe that business gets easier as trust goes up. And so then the rallying call for the day would be, how do you create high trust? Okay? So then the sixth winning behavior is organization. I could spend months on talking about organization, but I'll tell you just a couple things about organization. One is successful people design their day. They have their perfect day. It doesn't always go perfectly, but they have their perfect day. And they're able to separate that day into three key attitudes. One is a making money attitude. Another is a protecting income attitude, and that is looking at the things that might be ebbing in to take away from efficiency or maybe challenging the use of time, $2 productive behavior. And then the third is thinking attitudes, looking at solutions, looking at different things that they might want to do that by doing those would change the direction of their day. It should not be surprising then that most successful people spend most of the day in the behavior of making money and least of the part of the day in kind of solving problems and trying to maybe figure out what they're going to do next. There is a purposeful intention about how they approach the day. And I would say to you, the mark of a winning salesperson is 3/4 of the day is spent making money. That's people, that's negotiating, that's following up. Those are the things that make money. The seventh behavior, the winning behavior that I've studied, is the behavior of fun. And what I know about successful people is they love having fun on the job. They have fun in their relationships. They have fun in the workplace. They induce the fun factor. It's not grinding it out all the time. It's not hitting it hard all the time. It's celebrating. It's having fun. It's high-fiving. It's whistles. It's bells. It's charts. It's graphs. It's all those things that go into having an enjoyable time doing what they do. And so one of the things that allows for people to have more fun on the job is to have points in the day and points in the week and points in the month where there is distinct and purposeful celebration. I believe that all successful people celebrate the victories. And if you don't celebrate the victories, there's not a lot of fun in climbing the mountain to get there. The last winning behavior is faith. And they have a kind of an unwavering faith about their future. They have a sense of what's coming tomorrow and what's coming next week. They have a sense of their dreams and all of those coming to fruition. They have a real clarity about confidence in the call that is about to happen. That's a futuristic event. They have confidence in the relationships they're developing. Those are futuristic in that sense. And it's interesting that if you don't adopt an attitude of faith On the other side of faith is fear. And so what we have to do is we have to break through fear. We have to get into faith. And everything I've talked about on this episode of Todd TV leads you to this last point. If you have high belief, if you love the business, a positive attitude, you have strategy, you create trust, you're organized, and you're having fun, it's impossible not to have faith that everything is going to work out. And even though there are days that feel like you're getting pushed to the limit, faith rules the day. Now, those 8 behaviors can change your life. You ready for the surprise? BLAST, the first 5 behaviors, blast. OFF, the last 3 behaviors, off. Follow these 8 behaviors, blast off to the future and the business and the life of your dreams.